How are you? Thank you so much.
His wife, Haiti's First Lady, Martine Moïse. Flanked by private security, she agreed to go on camera for the first time with her side of a story that's left her shaken. You have armed security here at this interview. We've been asked and agreed not to disclose the location of where we're talking right now. You're obviously at least thinking about threats to your life. Do you feel like your life right now is at risk?
Yeah, it is. Because I wasn't supposed to be alive.
In a long conversation that switched between Haitian Creole and English, Moïse described in vivid detail what happened the night her husband was killed. It was around 1 a.m., she says, when the shooting started. It wasn't something small, it was the sounds of automatic weapons. Bullet holes still pockmarked the compound. At the time, she and her husband hid in their bedroom, but just minutes later, she says the door burst open. Gunfire ripped through the air, and at first, only she was hit. Face down and bleeding, she thinks about a dozen men ransacked the room, looking for something specific. They came to find something because I heard them saying, "That's not it, there it is," which means they found what they were looking for. She doesn't know what they found, but after they did, an attacker approached her husband, at this point still alive and unhurt, and got on the phone. She says that person called someone and described what my husband looked like, saying he was tall, skinny, and black. Maybe the person on the phone confirmed to the shooter that was him, and they shot him on the floor. The president was dead, and the attackers left soon after. Moïse believes they thought she was dead too. Critically wounded, she lifted herself up. When you stood up and you saw that he was dead, did you say anything to him? In my heart, I said something I used to tell him when he was alive. We are married for better or worse, and even beyond the grave. Her left side bleeding and her right arm shredded by gunfire, she's eventually led out of the house by police and comes to a quick conclusion. The dozens of security guards normally on hand to protect the president either let the attackers in or they abandoned their posts.
No.
There's no other explanation, she says. You're there to protect a president, and the president is dead, and you're nowhere to be found. Adding that she was amazed. Apparently not a single guard was injured. Moïse believes it's part of a much larger conspiracy. At your husband's funeral, you said, quote, "The raptors are still out there watching and laughing at us."
Yes,
what did you mean by that?
Yes, they are. Because no one is being arrested yet. The people that they arrest is the people that pull the trigger. They won't pull the trigger with no orders. So the main character that we need is the people that paid for that and the people that gave the order.
And you think that that person or persons has not yet been arrested?
Oh, no.
The official investigation has led to the arrest of more than 40 suspects, but has still not provided a motive for the president's killing or identified a mastermind behind it all. That has left a vacuum. Haiti flooded with theories about who killed a president who at the time of his death was an embattled, largely unpopular leader. Even still, for his widow, this was an unimaginable ending.
I never thought that the level of hate ever existed in the country.
You never thought this could happen?
No.
Because your husband did have a lot of enemies.
Yes, he did. But I didn't know that they hated that much to kill him.
Matt Rivers joins us now. Does the First Lady have any confidence that the investigation will lead to who orchestrated this whole thing?
I think it's safe to say no, she does not, Anderson. She continues to want the U.S. authorities that are already involved in this investigation to even ramp up their participation. She's also publicly calling on the United Nations to create a special investigative tribunal to investigate her husband's assassination, much like they did after the assassination of Lebanon's president back in the mid-2000s. Basically, she's saying there are so many powerful interests in Haiti that if outside